Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Eric here, guys, back at it again with the TRD squad, bringing you guys my updated version of Ancient Warriors. This is one of my actually favorite decks to play with, and I was super glad when we got the support. Despite what people think, I think the support is actually pretty good. There's times when Konami gives you support that's actually completely garbage, unplayable, doesn't do anything for the deck whatsoever. In this case, they honestly gave us some really great support, right? People quit hating. Support's really good. The cards are really good. Not broken, but honestly, really good support that you can actually play that makes this deck a lot more consistent, a lot more better. That being said, guys, if you don't have this deck, I strongly recommend you pick it up. The cards are super cheap. If you're a casual player or a first-time Yu-Gi-Oh player, you wanted something cheap to play just to try out, this deck is honestly really good at that. It's not too complicated. It's pretty straightforward. Does not do like a lot of like shenanigans, guys. That's gonna be like really hard to learn the deck. It's pretty straightforward. All the combos are pretty much the same way. And with that being said, guys, I am going to give you guys a couple of combos here, just to showcase you guys how I'm playing Ancient Warriors. I'm going to give you guys a 2-card going second combo, a 2-card going first combo as well, and then we're going to give you guys a 3-card going second combo. And yeah, let's jump into these combos, guys. So first things first, you're going to need your Sun Mao and your Ancient Warrior Saga 3 visits. Now there are essentially a couple of ways to get into this. Like if you don't have your Sun Mao, and maybe you had your, where is he at right here, your Guan Yu, you could essentially still get into your Sun Mao. However, unfortunately, though, you do have to have 3 visits in your hand for this particular combo. Now, first things first, activate your 3 visits, guys. Normal summon out your Sun Mao. That's going to trigger 3 visits here, allowing you to add an Ancient Warrior monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. So go ahead and have your Zuch Kong here. Zuch Kong will trigger, guys, because it was added by an Ancient Warrior effect and special summon himself out. Now we can go ahead and activate our Sun Mao, guys. We're going to go ahead and activate our Sun Mao by sending 3 visits to the graveyard, allowing us to search for an Ancient Warrior monster. We're gonna go and search for that Dong Yi. And also at the same time, 3 visits, I'm sorry, on the new chain, 3 visits will trigger because it was sent from the field to the graveyard. You can special summon out one Ancient Warrior monster from your hand to the battlefield. So go and special summon out that Dong Yi you just added. Dong Yi will also trigger here upon summon, allowing you to search for an Ancient Warrior monster. You can summon out, you can search out for your Xing Day or for your Lu Fang, whichever one doesn't matter. But we're gonna search for our Xing Day here first. Now, special summon out your Xing Day, guys, because you control 2 or more Ancient Warrior monsters. You can bring himself out from the hand. Now we're going to go into a Link summon here. We're going to go into our Double Dragon Lord, the only Link Warrior monster, or the only Link monster, or extra deck monster that Ancient Warriors has. Double Dragon Lord's right. Double Dragon Lord will trigger upon summon, guys, allowing you to add Ancient Warrior monster from deck to hand. So go ahead and add that Lu Fang. And Lu Fang can special summon himself out, as long as you control the Ancient Warrior monster on the battlefield with the highest attack. Now, essentially, guys, I did forget to cover one effect here, but whenever you activated any Ancient Warrior monster, somehow it allows you to bounce 1 card back to hand. And keep in mind that this was just a 2-card combo. If you're going second, you still have 4 cards in hand, so you can actually still activate Double Dragon Lord's effect here, guys. You can discard 1 card, send one card your opponent controls back to the hand. Lu Fang can also pop one monster with the highest attack, and that's non-targeting. Also, whenever a card from your opponent's side of the field is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 1 card your opponent controls. I'm sorry, you can banish 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, and if you do, draw 1 card. So essentially, like 4 monsters that you can get rid of, or at least just get that at least 3 monsters plus a +1 here. You can draw a card as well. Putting putting another card back into your hand, which will allow you to at least have a decent amount of cards in case you gotta go for like a next turn. But also, guys, more importantly, this is enough right here to OTK your opponent. All these cards will receive a 500 attack boost from Double Dragon Lord. So yeah, essentially this should be enough to OTK your opponent here. But that's it for the first combo, guys. Now we're gonna go into our second combo. It's a 2-card combo to go first. And we're going to do the exact same combo, guys. A little bit differently, though, but with the same 2 cards. So that's what I'm saying. So this will be a 2-card combo if you're forced to go first. So we're going to go normal. I'm sorry, activate 3 visits. Normal summon out your Sun Mao. You're going to see a lot of like repetition here from the first combo as well. But you're going to search out your Zuch Kong. And then it will special summon itself out with its own effect. Activate Sun Mao, guys. Send 3 visits to the graveyard. We're going to go and search for your Dong Yi. 3 visits will trigger in the graveyard as well. Not special with the Dong Yi. Dong Yi will trigger once again, guys, allowing you to search for your Xing Day. Now, special on your Xing Day here. Now, if you have another Ancient Warrior spell and trap, you can go a variety of different ways here, or just 2 ways actually. If you have another Ancient Warrior spell and trap, you can go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and link off here. Now you can link off your Sun Mao and your Xing Day if you want that spell and trap negate. However, though, this was a 2-card combo, so we don't have that card in hand. We're gonna go ahead and link off our Xing Day and our Zuch Kong. Make our Double Dragon Lord here. Double Dragon Lord, guys, I will trigger. Allow us to add the Liu Fang from deck to hand, especially not Liu Fang. You have 3 interruptions here, where Sun Mao bounce back to hand, Liu Fang pop, Double Dragon will also send back to hand. And Dong Yi will also allow you to banish 1 card in your opponent's graveyard, allowing you to draw 1 card as well. Now, however, though, we could have played this a little bit differently. This is 3 interruptions here, as far as like monsters go. Now, had we had that extra, like another extra Ancient War Spell and Trap, you could have actually just left your Zooch Kong on field. And you would still have 3 interruptions, but you would have a Spell and Trap negate instead. So it just depends on what your hand is, right? Variety of ways you can play this deck. Now, for the most part, when you're going second and you're going to build, I'm sorry, when you're going first and you're going to build an Ancient Warrior board, this is about as good as it gets right here. You're not going to have any more interruptions in this right here whatsoever. You have to rely on all the other cards you've opened up as well with. And yeah, we didn't burn, we burned through just 2 cards in our hand. It wasn't too bad as all, but like I said, like this particular board, even though it's, like it's pretty decent if you're going first, yeah, it's still not the best, like, going second is whatsoever. So yeah, I just want to showcase you guys this particular combo though, in case you are forced to go first. You can still set up a pretty decent board. Keep in mind you will still have 3 cards in hand, so hopefully you draw into some hand traps or like imperms or chalice. Keep in mind though that hand traps will actually conflict with Liu Fang. If you activate a hand trap, then you can activate Liu Fang. But if you activate Liu Fang, then you also can activate a hand trap. So, just keep that in mind, guys, if you do Ancient Warriors going first. Now we're going to jump into the last combo here that requires 3 cards. It's essentially kind of like the first 2 combos, but it's just like a different way of going into it, though. But what you need for this particular combo is going to be your Zukong, Sun Mao, and 3 visits here. Now, first things first, guys, once again, just activate your 3 visits. And instead of bringing out your Sun Mao first, we're going to go normal summon your Zukong here. That will trigger 3 visits, so we're going to add the card, and you probably know which card it is. Your Zooch Kong. Zooch Kong will trigger once you special summon itself out. And now we're going to go and activate Zukong's effect, guys. If you don't know what this card does, this is the first time I've ever played this card, so what this card does, it says you can target 1 continuous spell trap you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, add 1 Ancient Warrior spell trap from your deck to your hand. If your other Ancient Warrior monster effect is activated, except during the damage, if you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negates effect till the end of the turn. So essentially, we're actually able to negate 1 monster opponent controls because Zooch Kong's effect activated. So keep that in mind, guys. You have the ability to negate 1 card on field with that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to activate Zukong's effect, guys. We're going to send 3 visits to the graveyard. And we're going to add the new Ancient Warrior Saga Deception of Betrayal to our hand. We're going to activate, sorry. And then 3 visits will trigger in the graveyard, guys. Allowing to special summon out your Sun Mao here. Now at this point, you can go and activate your Deception Betrayal. We don't need it just yet. Now there are a variety of ways you can go here. If you have another Ancient Warrior spell and trap card on your field, you can keep your Zooch Kong here if you want that spell and trap negate though. However though, we are going second though, so hopefully opened up Feather Duster right, but no. Whatever. What we're gonna do is we're gonna link off here though. Keep in mind that Deception Betrayal can also change Sun Mao's attributes, so you could use Sun Mao for a link material as well. But we're gonna go and link off our Zukong and Zooch Kong here into our Ancient Warrior Double Dragon Lord. Double Dragon Lord will trigger, guys, upon summon, allowing you to add your Savage Dong Yi. Now you can activate Deception Betrayal's second effect, guys, where you can special summon out 1 Ancient Warrior monster from your hand, but you take damage equal to its level. So special summon Dong Yi takes 700 damage. Dong Yi though will trigger upon summon, allowing you to add your Ding Day. And we have not activated Sun Mao's effect, guys, so at this point we can activate Sun Mao. We can send Deception Betrayal to the graveyard to search for our Rebellious Liu Fang. Now we can special summon out both these cards out. And just, this is like almost like the first combo that we did, but you do have 1 more monster on field. Also with this combo, guys, you were essentially able to negate 1 of your opponent's face-up monsters. You still have the ability to bounce 1 card back to the hand, pop 1 card they control. This combo required 3 cards, so we still have 3 more cards in hand. So you still have the ability to pitch a card and bounce 1 card back to hand with Double Dragon Lord. Banish 1 card in your opponent's graveyard plus drawing a card, so that would also help out Double Dragon Lord's effect. You would have that extra card there as well. And you have more than enough damage here, guys, to deal your opponent an OTK. So that's been it, guys, for this combo video. So hope you guys have liked this portion. Now we're going to jump into that deck profile. I'm going to showcase to you guys how I'm playing Ancient Warriors. Alright, guys, so here's the deck profile that I'm currently playing. So I'm still, this is still in its beta form. We're still playtesting online. I do hope to take this deck to my locals here pretty soon. But for now, the current deck profile we're playing is 3 copies of Sun Mao. This card should always be a 3 when you're playing Ancient Warriors. It's just a really good card, whether you're going first or second, though. However, though this is a going second deck profile, I still think that's like the best way to play the deck. Going first, you just don't put up multiple interruptions. I mean, you can put up like 3 or 4 plus any hand traps you might open up, or just other cards like Imperm, Chalice. But the card just like it just like uses up so much resources, and I don't think it's really meant to go first at all. It is a going second LTK deck, and it's honestly really good at that, so that's why I'm gonna play it. But anyways, guys, we're also playing 3 copies of Guan Yun. Now, I know a lot of people just play 2 copies though, but I like 3. And the reason why is because this card's a free special summon, as long as your opponent controls a monster. In this current meta, it's going to be super easy to do that. Also, the secondary effect is that your opponent cannot target other Ancient War monsters you control with card effects, so it has that level of protection, so it's going to protect against like Valor and Imperm, which are cards that are really heavily used in this current format as well. Then, of course, it goes to 1 pop. If your opponent has more monsters, you can pop 1 card your opponent controls, or 1 monster your opponent controls, right? So, really good card though. And then the third reason why I would essentially play this card is because, like, if you don't have access to Sun Mao, but you have access to 3 visits here, you can just activate your 3 visits, search them out your Guan Yun, 3 visits, searches Sun Mao. So that's a way to get into one of your starters. And a very essential starter too is that. So yeah, that's the reason why I play 3 Guan Yun, and probably gonna keep it that way anyways because I just really like it. 2 copies of Lu Feng. We had to just cut 1 back because now we got some new support and we needed that space. But honestly, 2 copies is still, really good. Sometimes when you're playing 3 and you see 2 copies of Lu Feng in your opening hand, it's very, very bad and you can't really do anything with them. And then for the new card, kind of a disappointment. This card wasn't like a super rare or ultra rare. It had to be a common, but yeah, 2 copies of Dong Ying. You don't need 3 copies because he can be kind of breaky sometimes. And even though he is easy to bring out, it's at the same time it's also not that easy to bring out. So 2 copies is good enough. For our one-ups, we're playing the one Zuch Kong. A really good card to like, really special summon if you search with Ancient Warrior effect. The one lose one, essentially like another really, like another version of Sun Mao. It's actually a bit better, but very heavily dependent on how many monsters your opponent controls. So 1 copy for now is pretty good though. I can't say though, like in this meta with like Despia being very popular, Sword Soul, um, Blunderies, things like that. So you're gonna see a lot of like decks that have like really big boards. So this card might even be bumped up to a 2 of, or can be played as a 2 of. Just because of the fact we're gonna be playing a lot of decks out there that build heavy boards. And yeah, it would make this card's effect being able to activate. So yeah, but for now we're just gonna try him out as a 1 of. And another 1 of that I've never really played until now is the Graceful Zukong, and that's reason Zugong, and that's because we're playing more Ancient Warrior spells and traps now. So yeah, this can actually be a really good card, and the new Ancient Warrior spell card is actually pretty good and it's searchable now with this guy right here. So that's the reason we're playing as a 1 of. Going first though, you could possibly even play 2 copies of this. I'm gonna showcase, and you guys just saw that like in the combo video that I just did for you guys. So yeah, but when you're going second though, I just think 1's enough, and also just because of the deck space, I'm trying to keep this deck at exactly 40 cards for consistency. Then of course the one Zhang Day. This card's just really good. He's a big beat stick, and then he can also push him to spell from the hand as long as you control 2 Ancient War. Yeah, really good card there. And I tried to cut this out, but honestly just kind of needed it, and that kind of needs it still as well. So we're playing 3 Fractal, the 1 Nerval, the 1 Karis, and that's just a small Tri-Brigade engine. And essentially this is just once again just to get your deck going. Fractal on its own is a double Dragon Lord already, and linking Fractal with a Dragon Lord already on field can get you into your second Dragon Lord, which can essentially search you any Solar Trap or an Ancient Warrior monster. So yeah, the deck kind of needs this. So as of right now, like when you're going second, you really essentially have like one really good starter that you always want to see, in that Sun Mao. And sometimes you don't see it. And even with Fire Formation Tiki being at 2, um, and also 3 visits, right? You can search it multiple ways, but sometimes you still don't see them that way. So the Tri-Brigade engine just kind of helps you get into just get into your combos, and there's also just like a really good extender as well for the deck. And then we're also playing 3 Kaijus now, so I dropped the Master Beast. I just believe the Kaijus are a little bit better this time around. Yeah, I like the Kaijus. Like I said, they're just working a lot more better. It's also just a monster that they can't have on field to get rid of. Just easily just get rid of your opponent's problematic monsters. So that's why we're playing the Kaiju, and you can also just play your the Wind attribute Kaiju, like in case you're playing a lot of Flundery. So but yeah, I just wanted to showcase the Yamasil instead though. But yeah, just any 3 Kaijus would work. We're also playing, or into our spells, guys. We're playing 3 copies of 3 visits. It's kind of like a must right here in any Ancient Warrior deck. And for the new card, I'm gonna try out 3 for the Deception and Betrayal, because this card's just really good, man. It's a free special summon of one of your Ancient Warrior monsters. You do take damage. But also like the ability where you can change one of your Ancient Warrior card's attributes, so you can always make it win. So we can go to Double Dragon Lord. So yeah, this card's really good. Searchable multiple ways as well. Then of course you gotta play the 2 Fire Formation Tinky. Hopefully this card comes back to 3, on our next ban list. But like when it got hit to 1, it's really hurt the deck quite a bit. And 2 is a lot better now. Also playing 2 Pot of Desires, just for consistency here. I decided to cut Pot of Extravagance because every now and then you're gonna like banish your Double Dragon Lore, and I don't like Pot of Prosperity because your opponent only takes half damage. So yeah, you want to kind of just OTK. This deck isn't really meant to go like past turn 1 because you waste so many resources, things like that sort. So Pot of Desires honestly works really good. I like it too. We were playing 2 copies of Triple Tactic Talents. If you can't afford this card, I understand. Just go ahead and play like Forbidden Chalice or something like that. But essentially, just getting like that draw 2 or being able to steal one of your opponent's monsters, or even just take a card out of your opponent's hand, really helps this deck out quite a bit. And then we're playing some board breaking cards here. You guys are gonna play 2 copies of Raigeki, the one Feather Duster, and I'm honestly liking this quite a bit. And the reason why is because like when you're playing like Sword Soul, they just got the one Omni Negate, which is Baron de Fleur, so you can either bait it out, and even if they don't make Baron de Fleur, you can still activate like say like they end with like the Penny Berserker, the Chang and the level 10, I forget his name. I was like the Sovereign, I forgot the Grandmaster, whatever the cards are, I forget their names. Um, you can write Geki their field, and like essentially they could probably just only end up with the level 10 monster, because it has the protection effect from being destroyed by card effects. As long as you banish a card from your graveyard, right? But essentially, like this can actually get rid of a lot of your opponent's boards. Like even like Raigeking your opponent's like Despia field, you can get rid of everything. Floowandereeze, this gets rid of like Floowandereeze, this gets rid of like Shaddolls, like if someone's playing Winda. We're not seeing a lot of the invoked Mechaba, or like the invoked engine, so you don't see Mechaba for that reason. So Raigeki is actually pretty decent. And then for the last 3 cards, guys, in our deck, we're playing 3 copies of Imperm. If you don't have access to this, Chalice works. Right? But that's basically guys for the main deck. It's 40 cards. Like I said, yeah, I'm still playtesting this online, so we'll see if I make any changes. If I do, I'll probably do like an updated deck later on. And for the extra deck, this is not even like a full out extra deck. I'm still kind of just threw some cards in there, but essentially all you really need is just like 3 double Dragon Lords. Anything else, you can just play whatever you want, though. I'm going to showcase you guys just some cards I do play, like Linkuriboh here, Amaraj, Anima, just because like you play the Nerval. So, and Anima is really good because like if you Kaiju one of your opponent's monsters, you can only deal with Anima. 2 Blossoms, the 1 Rampage, just kind of like when you're going first. If you have to have access to the Tri-Brigade Revolt, so it just kind of helps out. The 1 Silver, 2 Omen, and like I said, I just threw these cards in here just to fill up the 15 cards, 15 card extra deck space. But yeah, IP, Crusader Evermax, and of course the 1 Bagooska because it can essentially just buy out some time and just frustrate your opponent. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. You can play the extra deck however you feel like. Like I said, the main 3 cards you just really need are going to be your 3 copies of Double Dragon Lord. Other than that, though, it's completely free to fill up with anything you like. But anyways, guys, this has been it for my updated Ancient War deck profile. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I do still think this is a very fun deck to play with, and it's honestly sometimes just underrated. It can OTK like super easy, catch your opponent off guard. It's a fun deck to play with as well. Has cool artwork. If you guys don't have it, I strongly recommend you pick it up. It's extremely budget. For any new player out there, anybody who just doesn't want to spend too much paper spend too much money on paper. Right? It's a really good budget deck. But that's basically it, guys. Just once again, guys, if you haven't just subscribe to my channel, it's just a very easy way for you guys to support me as a content creator and to support this channel as a whole, and it's completely free. Yeah, if you guys like this video, smash the like button. Comment down below if you're playing Ancient Warriors in this current meta. Let me know how you're playing it. Let me know just some cool comments you guys might have as well. My last Cyber Dragon deck profile, some guy sure just some combos that he plays and the way he plays it differently. I really enjoyed that. I really like to learn more. So yeah, leave it all down below for me, guys, and I'll be sure to read it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.